Hey everybody, and welcome to Banger or Bomb, a not really a spin-off, it's a variation of Dan and Frankie Go to
Oh,
Hollywood,
it's
where
just a series we're
it's
doing.
a series we're doing. That's what it's not any of those things I said. Don't even listen to me, but do because otherwise you'll be switching off. Yeah, it's a thing we do where we pick an actor or a director or a dog or cat or whatever who's been in a bunch of movies, and we pick some movies that neither of us have seen, and we talk about them and we decide if they are bangers or bombs. For those of you who have no idea what's going on right now, my name is Dan.
And I'm Frankie.
And today we are joined by the one and only Christian Slater. We're not actually joined by him, but he's the
Yeah.
person that we're talking about. Um,
Be more interesting
because
if we were joined by him.
it would be really interesting, wouldn't it? Like, yeah, Christian, if you are listening to this right now, or any of our episodes, like, please get in touch with us. No, I it was my turn to choose, and yeah, I chose him because he is to me just he's just one of the greatest actors of our freaking time. Like, there's something about this dude that you just can't help but love. I mean, he just looks awesome. He sounds awesome. His acting is like, I mean, he kind of has the same mannerisms in every single film that he's in. Um, but it just makes him so uniquely him.
Mm.
And I just love that about him. Yeah, what is it about him that you find appealing?
Well, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's just like him. I don't know. I can't even remember the first thing I saw him in, but
Mm.
he's just someone that I just, as long as I've been watching movies, I just remember seeing him and thinking
Mm.
he was the coolest. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you've actually got me wondering now, like what the first thing I would have ever seen him in would
I mean,
be,
I'm just
but
looking now at what I have seen, and
hmm.
I would say some favorites. Well, obviously, Interview with the Vampire is a favorite movie, not so much
Oh
specifically
yeah.
for him because his part is not very big, though
Hmm.
his character does continue to be in the series in the books, so it kind of
Hmm.
makes it feel like a bigger character for me when I watch it.
Hmm.
Um, Bed of Roses is one of my favorites. That's just
Love
a
that movie.
nice movie. And Young
Yeah.
Guns 2, which I do need to
Mm.
watch. I haven't seen that for a really long time.
Hmm.
Same with Pump Up the Volume. Haven't
Mm.
seen that for a long time.
Oh, that is
True
such a favorite of
Romance,
mine.
of course, is so good. And I heard about it on a podcast. It's one I actually hadn't heard of from his 80s films,
Hmm.
Gleaming the Cube.
Hmm. Yep, yep, yep.
So I just watched that, I think, last year, and that is really fun. It's very
Yeah,
of its
right.
time.
I'm actually
Oh,
just
and he's in Robin Hood too.
yes.
I've got that on my shelf ready to revisit because it's been a
Hmm.
really long time.
His hair in that movie was unbelievably awesome. Yeah, that was actually one thing that I should add. Like, yeah, he has so many amazing hairstyles.
Mm.
But no, I mean, of those ones you mentioned, like, I mean, this dude really was like one of the kings of
Oh,
90s
yeah, that's
cinema.
some great hair.
Right? I mean, aside from the ones that
Wow.
you mentioned, there
That's
was
although that's kind of John Bon Jovi hair
yeah, right, right.
from
I
that
thought you'd be
time.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at his 90s resume. Interview with the Vampire, True Romance, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Pump Up the Volume. There's this quirky little movie that barely anyone has seen called Cuffs, Kuffs.
Mm.
And I had that movie on VHS, and I used to watch that movie so many times. It was really, really good. Murder in the First is another really great one. Yeah, like you
I don't
said,
think
Bed
I've
of
seen that
Roses.
one.
Oh, it's really good. Um, like this dude was in so many
I need
amazing
to
90s films.
revisit Very Bad Things. I
Oh my God, I
I
love that
don't
movie.
really remember that now. It's
That
been
was
so long.
so twisted. Oh,
Mm.
Broken Arrow. I can't believe I forgot to mention Broken
Yeah,
Arrow.
that's another one.
Um,
There's a bunch of these movies. Like, I don't think I have
yeah,
seen Broken Arrow since the 90s.
right. 3,000 Miles to Graceland is another
Mm.
really great one of his as well.
Oh, an Untamed
Hard
Heart.
Rain. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh,
Like,
wait, I have seen
yeah.
Murder in the First.
Okay. Wow, you must have
Yeah.
really loved it. Um, yeah, so no, he is an exceptionally cool actor. From everything I've heard, he's a really great guy in real life. And
And
so,
Heathers,
yeah, that
can't
wasn't
miss
90s though. That
mentioning
was
that. No, but we're talking
no,
about
it was
his
89.
films. It's
Yeah,
close
yeah.
enough.
Exactly. And Name of the Rose, which we've already covered
Mm.
in a previous one where he was very young. Um, speaking of very young, yeah. So so as far as the films that we had not seen, which one did you pick?
Yeah. Well,
And what's the story behind why you picked it?
I picked uh Guns, Girls, and Gambling or something,
Which, yeah,
which sounded really fun.
it
Had Gary
did.
Oldman as an Elvis
Yeah.
impersonator. It was
Hmm.
on YouTube,
Mm.
and I started watching it, and I got
Yep.
15 minutes into it, roundabout, and
Hmm.
it stopped. And then YouTube said, This video has been deleted. And so I couldn't
Oh.
continue. And so that
Which
was
is
really sad.
gut-wrenching because I was
So
so looking forward to that film
yeah, and
too.
it seemed
Yeah.
fun from like
Mm.
the opening bit that I
Hmm.
watched. So then I decided to I looked at what was available um streaming so that
Hmm.
I wouldn't have that trouble again.
Mm.
And I decided to pick Windtalkers from 2002
Hmm.
because that has been on my watch list for years. And also has Nic Cage and Adam Beach and a bunch of other people. So
Oh,
I
so many
decided
people.
to pick that instead.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I was absolutely gobsmacked when you told me that that other one had gone because it looked
Yeah,
like
that
so
other
much
one
fun,
sounded crazy. So yeah, I'm
didn't
definitely
it?
gonna have to track that down somehow.
Mm. So the movie I choose, just sort of based on the interesting poster design, was a movie from 1985 called Twisted. And then, yeah, of course, reading the synopsis, I was like, "Oh, this sounds like it could be a good time." Um, yeah. And if we thought Christian Slater looked young in Name of the Rose, well. I mean, he was only a year younger in this one, but
Oh, really?
because this was from 85, Name of the
Hmm.
Rose was 86. So,
Because I mean,
uh,
I don't remember like in my head thinking of In the Name of the Rose. He seemed older than in this.
I thought so too, because he looked
Unless it's
like he
just
was
the
about
way they
10 in this movie.
styled him in this and everything that made
But
it
his voice
difference.
hadn't broken. Like, apparently, I think I read he was like 17 or something in this film. Oh, was that the character? Um, actually, how old is Christian Slater? Because yeah, he looked like he was about 12 years old in this film. 1969 he was born. So what's that? So
What?
16. What?
Oh, no, never
Yeah.
mind. No, I
Um
was doing incorrect maths.
oh, okay. So yeah, he was like 15, 16 or whatever doing this film, but you know how he's got that distinguishable voice
Hmm.
that you could, if you close your eyes, it's like, oh, that's Christian Slater. Yeah, no, not in this film until kind of towards the end where he was getting a bit shouty and it was like, oh, your balls must have dropped around this time because your voice is yeah, anyway. But yeah, speaking of which, so how about we get stuck into Twisted? Because I just want to get this over
All
and done
right.
with.
So should we announce whether we thought banger or bomb before we get into it?
Holy fuck, this was hard for me to get through this movie.
That was a really
Uh
long silent reaction.
well, I did my bomb sound effect, so
Oh, really? I had no sound when you did that. I was just watching you make a face.
really? Because
Yeah.
I did a whistle and a
No,
Uh,
I didn't hear anything until you started talking again.
well, I hope it turned out in the recording because that's going to sound really weird if it
Yeah, it's just
didn't.
a big
But
gap for me.
no, I went,
Okay, I heard this tiny explosion, but that whistle is not coming through to me.
that is really weird. Well, anyway,
Maybe it's
moving
not
on.
open.
This film was a complete pile of shit to me. How do you feel about it?
Not the same.
Yeah, there we go. All right, high five. What the fuck, Frankie? Okay, so I'll read you the synopsis, being that this was my choice. One evening, the Collins find their maid, Mrs. Murdoch, at the end of their steps, dead, neck broken. Obviously, she had an accident. Consequently, they need a new babysitter for an upcoming big party. The sensible Helen meets little Susan Collins at the discount market and likes her, so she offers to do the job. She doesn't know Susan's teenage brother Mark, played by little Christy Slater, technically skilled and good in school, but restive and cunning. As soon as the parents have left, he starts psychologically terrorizing Helen and his sister with electronic tricks. This has actually been pulled from Wikipedia. I remember reading this on the wiki, but anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah, I had a lot of problems with this film.
Well, even right from the start. So it
Yes.
opens with the couple bickering on their way home, intercut with
Mm,
the housekeeper falling down the stairs. But I was very
mm.
confused because the whole way home, the wife is really pissed off. And one of the things she's really pissed off about is having a housekeeper, which the guy is like, she came with the house. And she's like, I
Mm.
don't need a keeper and all this whatever stuff. And then the housekeeper's dead. And so then she's like, oh, now we need to find someone else. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and
but
she has
you
no
just
idea
said
what
that you didn't need a keeper.
and she has no idea like how to serve breakfast and stuff. Like,
Yeah, that was crazy. Because when
so
that started,
really?
I didn't recognize it was her because she looked quite different in dress
Yeah,
and hair and
yeah.
everything. And I was like, oh, have they got some new person who doesn't know what they're doing or whatever? Because she didn't know how to hold a door open.
I
She didn't
know.
know put a bowl in front of your kid and then put a spoon next to it.
I know. And she doesn't need a housekeeper. Lady,
Yeah.
I think you do. I actually, from the very start, I was intrigued because during the opening credits, there's these sort of creepy, weird black and
Oh yeah,
white
that was
stills
weird opening
from
credits and
the
a bit of
film. And I,
a Friday the no Halloween
no, Friday the
Hello
13th. Yeah,
Friday the
the
13th. Yeah, I couldn't
kill,
remember
kill,
which
kill,
one.
ma, ma, ma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, like this is kind of a, cool 80s sort of opening and stuff. But then it just felt
Mm.
so disjointed. I thought they just it they did a very convoluted way of like all they needed to do was have this plot where they have to find a new babysitter. But then, we're introduced to all these other characters and the talk about this party coming up and all these conversations and tea parties and shit going on and stuff. And it's sort of like are we just filling in time here? Like, I just kind of had that impression they were just waffling on, and it yeah. I didn't mind Christian Slater's character, Mark. I thought he was kind of creepy, but not enough to, you know. And yeah, so he has this thing where like he's obsessed with recordings
Nazis.
of yeah, like Nazi music and German marches and stuff like that and everything, which is fine, but like why? I don't know. It sort of it almost felt like the writers were kind of like, how are we going to make this character creepy? Like, what can we do? I know. Let's have him listening to Nazi music.
And
Okay,
the sound
whatever.
of planes flying.
Oh, yeah, like that was a recurring thing where he's just got this electronic setup. Like he's got this like hidden bookshelf that he can like click open to reveal like a comms unit where he can listen into conversations around the house. But that plot point never really paid off, did it? Like,
Well, just he just hears some things and can speak. He can like he's hooked up to speakers so that he can
eh,
talk as well.
yeah,
But
wow.
I mean,
Um,
this is you can tell this was a TV movie. Like it's
Mm.
just got that kind of vibe where it's
Yeah.
like you've seen movies like this before, like creepy kid movies, and they're,
Mm.
torturing animals and
Oh yeah, we're gonna
creating
get to that.
supposed accidents that are not and whatever. But then, yeah, there's just not really. There were a couple of things I liked about how it ended, which we'll get to, but
Mm.
um, yeah, and obviously we're gonna talk full spoilers going
Mm.
forward. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad it was only 90 minutes.
Oh God, it felt so much like I'm
Mm.
not kidding. I was struggling to stay awake in this film. I watched it late last night because I actually almost forgot to watch it. I was actually getting the next episode of Peacemaker all ready to go and stuff, and then I was like, "Oh my fucking God, I've got a movie to watch." Oopsies.
Well,
Um,
I was gonna start it like because I watched Windtalkers, which is a long film, and I had
mm,
to start late. So by the time it finished, I was really tired, and I was like, oh, I could watch half, and then I've got less to watch. But I was so tired, I was like, I better just go to bed and get up early to
mm.
watch it. And yeah, I'm glad because it would have been a struggle to sit through
Oh, it
half
was.
of
There
that
were
when I was
a
tired
few
already.
moments I was like, must stay awake. Yeah. So like from the disjointed start, like that just completely lost me. I just couldn't get on board with the rest of the film. And yeah, so there's then we're introduced to this sort of subplot where Mark's in school and he's in a chemistry class, and there's like this guy who's kind of like this bully character,
Well, he's
who,
not really a bully at
yeah,
the beginning. He's just like a jock guy.
so he gets assigned to sit next to Mark in chemistry, and Mark sort of winds up doing this thing which burns his arm. Um, and so, yeah, he's got this vendetta against him and stuff, which was, again, it just felt disjointed. It sort of felt like, that didn't belong to me. Like, did you kind of get that feeling, or is that just me?
That's just you.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, not
Yeah.
compared, like there's a lot, there's other things that seemed a bit out of place more than that storyline.
Mm, yeah. Like what?
Except for maybe at the end and what ends up happening to him.
Mm,
No,
yeah.
well, just all the stuff like they introduce those other people, and I'm like, who are these people? How do they relate? And then you work out, okay, the mother died and the daughter's been in a institution or something,
Mm,
and now she's come back. And so
mm,
everyone's worried about her.
mm.
And who ends up being the babysitter. But it's also weird the way the wife um, and mother is set up to be this weirdo who doesn't need a housekeeper but does need a housekeeper and is really just a pretty awful person. But then she
Mm.
is okay with just picking up a random person in a shop to be the babysitter just because the
Yeah.
daughter thinks she's like really nice. Like
Mm,
it
yeah.
did.
I did actually think the kid who played the daughter Brooke Tracy, I thought she was actually pretty good. Like, oh
Yeah.
wow, this is the only thing she's ever been in.
Oh wow. Because
I
yeah, she was really
I
good.
have watched 100% of her films. Yeah, because I actually felt for her. Like the scene where Mark comes into her room, like after she sees him with his fucking radio setup or whatever, and he's tormenting her by like taking the doll and breaking its arm off or whatever. Like, um, I, eh, I, I don't know if it's like, actually having a daughter, like you sort of sympathize with kids more maybe in movies. I don't know. But I really felt so badly for her in that moment. But I think her performance was really good. Um, yeah, so I'm actually very surprised right now finding out that this is the only thing she's ever been in. Um, yeah, unless maybe she,
Or
got through the
maybe
end of
she
this
just didn't like doing it.
process, and yeah, maybe she saw the movie and was like, you know what, movies just aren't for me. That co-star of mine, that Christian guy though, he's probably got a long career ahead of him. Yeah, so no, she was okay. But I'm really struggling with much else that I actually enjoyed about this movie. I gave it 1.5 stars. I thought that was the best I could do.
That's pretty generous.
Yeah, well, yeah. I was like, I think it's a little better than a 1 star movie. Like I was sort of taking into account movies I've given 1 star to, and I was like, I mean, look, you know, if I ever had to rewatch this one, I guess I could. Like, I wouldn't be like kicking and screaming, like, no, don't ever show me this movie again. But,
I was
um,
just looking up to see if this was like how early in his filmography this was.
mm,
And the movie he did before this one is one that I've been hearing about recently because it's been some cult classic, I guess, that everyone's been
mm,
excited has had a nice Blu-ray release. The
hmm.
Legend of Billie Jean.
Oh, okay.
He
I
plays a
think I've
character called
heard
Binks.
about that. Right, right. Um,
Which
yeah.
is a Texas teen, Billie Jean Davy, caught up in a fight for justice. Usually followed and harassed by local boys, they trash her brother's scooter for fun. The father refuses to pay them back. So the fight for fair is fair takes teens around the state and produces an unlikely hero. So
Ah.
oh,
And that movie
and
stars Helen
the
Slater, who is
yeah, that's
no relation
no
to
relation.
Christian Slater, no relation.
Okay.
But his mum, and I know this for a fact, is Mary Jo Slater, who is a very famous casting director. Her name pops up on, oh God, so many films.
Hmm.
So
This film also has
yeah,
Dean Stockwell and Peter Coyote in it.
yeah,
And
yeah.
sounds a lot more interesting than the one we're talking about. But yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, so many things would be more interesting than this one. Um,
I had
yeah.
forgotten that there was cat stuff. I had read that in someone's review when we were initially
And
picking
I re
movies.
yeah, and I remembered like as soon as I saw him in the woods with the cat, I was like, oh, Frankie said something about cats and stuff. And at first I was like, okay, well, you know, thankfully, like you don't really see anything. It's not graphic or anything like that. Until the freaking fireplace scene. My
Yeah.
God,
I was
that
waiting
was
for that. There was something a bit earlier that I thought, oh, he's gonna, oh no, her handbag. I was like, oh, he's gonna throw her bag into the fire. And then that didn't
mm,
end up happening. And then he get to a certain point, and I was like, oh no, he's gonna do the cat. Little
yeah.
kitten, cute little kitten.
I know. Like actually, like sort of throws it hard
The
enough that it
one
just smacks
saving
against the
grace at
wall.
least is it's off. You sort of see him throwing, but it's off camera and there's no sound
Mm.
of the cat. Like
Yeah,
they don't
yeah.
do a reaction from the cat. So
Mm.
that makes it less traumatic, which I
And not only that,
appreciate.
you could tell in a lot of shots that it was a very, very fake cat that they were using. So that
Hmm.
also kind of helped a little bit. But yeah, but see, that's what I mean. Like, you know, ah, as, and it's like I said in my letterbox review, like I got the feeling there was a good movie in there somewhere. You know, like if they had taken the time to really kind of make his character like really genuinely disturbing, because you know there were just too many times where he's just like such a nice guy, and I get that that's what serial killers are all about, but
I don't know if that's like a TV movie thing that
yeah,
they couldn't really, there's probably a bit more, maybe, I don't
mm,
know, but maybe there's more restrictions on how far you can go. I wondered if it was
mm,
going to be a big turnaround of her fighting back.
mm,
Because it's slightly that, but it's not really. Like
mm,
she does, you know, go after him at the end, but it's not in a full on tables have turned, now I'm after you kind of
yeah,
story, which would
yeah.
have been more interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's so many ways they could have made this movie more interesting.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I did like the end
Mm.
more than anything
Yeah, I
else.
thought it was interesting. So yeah, so spoiler alert. So basically, Mark is wearing like a German helmet with a spike on it that he takes off and puts on the ground, and he winds up falling on it and impaling himself. And he does get back up, and you sort of think like, oh, okay, like, is he going to live through this or whatever? But then
Yeah.
when the parents come home and see the place, everything's overturned and stuff, and they go check on the kids. So the dad goes and checks on the kids, and he comes back and says they're fine. And yeah, it's revealed that Mark is actually laying in his bed, but he's dead. So do you mean the ending coming up? Like,
Well, yeah,
what?
I enjoyed the ending that he died
Yeah.
because, you know,
I just like that the dad was like, "Oh, he's asleep. He's fine."
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you're not
surprise.
gonna expect. But I'm also surprised there was no blood on the floor or anything.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
he, I guess it was dark. But yeah, when the sister comes and takes the glasses, because
Mm,
it showed him laying there, and I thought that was going to be the final. Because I actually like the idea of, the kid's dead in the basement, the jock guy,
mm,
and he's dead in the bed. So it's going to be a fun time the next morning when the all these things are discovered. And I
mm.
like that the movie didn't show that. It just kind of ended with the
Yeah, yeah.
lady just leaves. And
Mm,
then when it showed the sister taking the glasses, I was like, oh, I don't know if I like this, but
mm.
I don't know. I was kind of okay with it in the end.
But
I
they
would have
went that step
preferred it to
further.
just like shut off when he's laying there rather than
Oh, look,
like,
I totally
oh,
agree.
now the sister is just becoming him.
Oh, that was so shit. So yeah, she grabs the
Mm.
glasses, but then she goes and sits at his little Nazi station or whatever and starts listening to German things, and it's like, really? You had to do that? That's sort of that equivalent of, when you're in grade two and you write some
The
fantastical story and then, oh, but then he woke up and it was all a dream. Like it was kind of
Okay, well,
just like,
firstly, I don't think things are ruined by being dreams. I know a lot of people have major
no, I'm
issues
just
with
saying the
that. No,
cliche of that sort of thing
I'm
though.
just saying
Yeah.
though, because that came up on a podcast I was listening to
Mm,
recently where um, someone was talking about that. They're like anything that's waking up from a dream or waking up from a coma, they hate. And there's a movie um, that I really like that a lot of people hate because of that similar kind of thing.
mm.
And I accept it takes a step further. Anyway, but this one, the only good thing about that ending is it made sense of a Letterboxd review where someone said, I'm still waiting for the sequel, Twisted Sister.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that
Yeah.
review as well.
So
Yeah.
when I saw that
Actually, there,
again
I'm looking
after
at it right
watching,
now.
I was like, oh yeah, that's why they said that. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I also like the review. I'll have some of my Christians now and the rest of my Christians later. Actually, I'll have all of my Christians later. Never remind me of this. Yeah. Yeah, look, I don't really have much else to say about this
No,
absolute
this
abomination.
was quite a slog to sit through.
It was, yeah. Oh man, you're so lucky you didn't watch it late at night because honestly, whew, wow, yeah, it was tough to get through. If anyone is interested in this film, it is on YouTube, which is where we saw it. But yeah, just don't bother. Just seriously, stay away from it. So moving on to your choice, would you care to tell the listening or watching public about your pick?
So Windtalkers is a war movie, World War II, and based on the Americans got Navajo Indians to send messages for them because their language was a code that the Japanese listening in couldn't crack, so they could, you know, do whatever without being ambushed and stuff.
Mm,
So Nic Cage has is what Nic Cage and Christian Slater are the two guys that have to go with these two, they call them Windtalkers, and so they have to go there basically to keep them alive so they can do their messages. And if they get caught by the Japanese, they have to make sure they are killed so that they can't talk to the Japanese
mhm.
or give away the code. So um yeah, and then it's just a bunch of people going off to war. And
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty much the story.
it is the story. So, yes, this was from 2002, directed by John Woo. which I did not actually know. Well, I probably did, but maybe forgot that he had made this film until you and Nobbins started talking about it, and I was like, ah, I like John Woo's movies. And so yeah, had me quite interested in checking it out. And for me, this was a banger. I really enjoyed this film. How about you?
Hmm. I am probably leaning more towards Bomb.
Really?
I
Ooh.
I don't think it's like a bad film, but
Hmm.
it probably was hurt by I recently watched Casualties of War,
Hmm.
which is a vastly superior war film. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there were just things about this that were, I mean, some of the things kind of highlight war things, which is pretty interesting to think about, but also because I rate based on enjoyment and it was not enjoyable.
Right, right.
Um,
Okay,
you
interesting.
know,
Yeah, look, I mean, I did find this movie, there was a lot of stuff in it that I, you know, kind of felt like I've seen it before, like it wasn't anything hugely new in a lot of spots, but I did enjoy the whole, Navajo Indian sort of or Native American thing. Yeah, that whole concept I thought was quite fascinating, and that whole idea that like these two guys have to protect these two dudes at all costs. That kind of added some real stakes to the plot for me. I thought, yeah, the cast was really cool. Peter Stormare, who is just one of my most favorite actors of all time. I could just listen to that man's voice for freaking hours. Yeah, I was glad to see that he actually had quite a substantial role in the film, so he was cool. Mark Ruffalo, Martin Henderson, great people. Francis O'Connor, oh God, gorgeous. And Jason Isaacs, even though he was only in it for a
one
brief
scene.
moment,
Yeah.
yeah, like he was cool. But Adam Beach, who played Ben
Mm.
Yazi, one of the Native Americans, I'm watching this guy and I'm just like, where have I seen him before? And it occurred to me later on that he was Slipknot in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, the
Um,
movie that you told me to watch, and I saw he was in it and got really excited, and then he like dies in 5 seconds of being there. So,
But I found him so likable in this movie. He was
Mm.
just so charismatic, and like the way that his character just had such a, upbeat sort of outlook on life and everything. Like yeah, I just thought he was
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm just going to take a moment to highlight
Mm,
Dance Me Outside and Smoke Signals.
right.
Two films that he's in. They're actually both quite old. I think they're both, this one's from the 90s.
Hmm.
They're both from the 90s.
Right,
Um,
right.
these are two things that are really good that he is
Hmm.
in.
Yeah,
So,
right. Okay,
mm.
cool. So yeah, look, I thought the car. I mean, yeah, Nicolas Cage. It was fun watching him in a role where, he couldn't be sort of psycho Nicolas Cage. Always fun to see him actually acting for a change. Um, Funnily enough, Christian Slater, I thought probably wasn't in it that much, which I thought was
No,
interesting to me. But
I did realize after I picked it that I basically went more for this is a movie I've been meaning to watch for years.
hmm.
Because Christian Slater is a fair bit down the cast list, so
Mm.
I should have thought
But
that
he was
he
still in
maybe
it,
doesn't
so.
have a huge amount to, he
Mm.
does um have a very cool death scene. So,
Ah,
you know,
yeah.
so
He
that
should
that's
have been a
pretty
little bit more
interesting.
headstrong, if you ask me.
Mm.
But and that was another thing as well for me. Like, my God, there was some freaking intense battle scenes in this thing, and really, really brutal. Um, which I thought, yeah, really kind of like elevated it a little bit for me. So yeah, look, overall, I enjoyed it. I was interested because there was like two things that people always look out for in a John Woo film is a flock of doves flying off from somewhere and someone wielding dual pistols. Those two things are in nearly every John Woo film ever made, and they were sadly absent from this movie. But and there were a couple of moments where people like had a
Wasn't
pistol. Like,
there
oh, is he
a
going to pick up a second one?
well, not doves, but wasn't there there was a thing with a whole bunch of birds flying, wasn't there, at one
Was
stage
there?
when something is, or am I thinking of a different movie? Oh, there was some like, I don't know if it was some loud thing happening and a bunch of birds flew over the water.
Yeah, but it's got to be doves. That's the thing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I like the I like how that whole dynamic of what is that guy's name? Bear with me a moment. Was it Noah Emmerich who played Chick, Charles Rogers?
Oh, see, I don't know which one was he because I don't, half of them I don't know because there was those two blonde guys that looked quite similar.
Right.
And then there was the guy that
So when Yazi is coming out of the water, where he's
oh
bathing
yeah, that
himself and
guy. So
everything.
that's Noah Emmerich.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who I recognize mostly from the Truman Show. He was Jim
I
Carrey's
think
best
I've
friend in that
seen
film.
him in a bunch of things.
Oh, he's been
He's just
in
got
a
that
lot of things.
really familiar look.
Um,
The other there's these two blonde guys that looked. I
hmm,
was wondering if I'd seen them in other things. I guess maybe they're Roger Willie and Brian Van Holt because they're that two names in that top group, so it must be
yeah,
them.
maybe. But no,
They're interesting.
I like a lot of the scenes with them. But one of my favorite moments in this film was that one where, the the platoon is just like getting nailed by their own people and also by the Japanese, and they got to try and figure out how to get to the Japanese radio, and Yazi decides like, okay, I'll dress up as a Japanese because, I kind of look like one, and leads Nic Cage as a prisoner in there, and that whole scene, I just thought that to me had so much tension.
Mm.
I really dug that scene a lot. That's the thing, like even though this movie for me overall kind of didn't really do anything different, there were a lot of cool scenes in it that I added to my enjoyment of it. So yeah, I dug this film.
Hmm. Well,
But I
that's
think you're
good.
kind of in the majority because I can see it's got 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, two out of three people
Yeah.
did not like this film, or were kind of negative towards it. Um,
I think the thing is, it's not like it's not a terrible film.
hmm.
It's just that it's not super interesting for a lot of it. And a lot of it is just they move and then the Japanese set upon them and then they take care of that and then they move a bit more and then the same thing happens and then they move a bit
Hmm.
more and the same thing happens. And I
That
mean
is true.
that's the thing that is, it was annoying me, but at the same time, that's the thing that's like, well, that's what the war was, and it's really sad
Hmm.
because it's real life and so many men were doing that. But it's not enjoyable to watch because it's
Yeah,
just like the same thing happening as they
I kind of
advance
did get
through.
that impression that it was, and yeah, like a collection of scenes, like with, a very threadbare sort of plot holding them together. But like I said, for me personally, a lot of those moments and everything, were really enjoyable. So yeah, I dug it.
I
I
did
would watch it again.
really like Mark Ruffalo's character. I
Yeah.
was really like worried that he was going to die
Right.
through the thing because these kind of movies you never know how many of them are going to survive.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that
true.
was some tension.
Yeah. Yeah, so no, I'm definitely I definitely enjoyed it a lot more than Twisted, I'll tell you that much.
Oh well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. Oh wow, the director's cut of
Um,
Windtalkers has nearly 20 minutes of
yeah,
extra footage. Wow.
I
That's a
did
lot.
find because I had I was sort of looking at because people talk about John Woo and his type of action and everything. And I did notice that the way people were being shot and everything was quite different from what you normally
Hmm.
see in war films. So that was interesting to see something a bit
Yeah, yeah.
different in those scenes.
Oh, I was going to add before, even though there was no doves and dual pistols, there was still a lot of slow motion, and there were some cool sort of Hong Kong zooms on people and stuff here and there that, yeah, I thought looked pretty cool.
Oh,
But
actually, Roger Willie wasn't one of the blonde guys. He was Charlie
oh,
Whitehorse. Did
oh,
you think he was
right.
cool?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, and I thought the relationship between him and Yazi, I thought was really
Mm.
enjoyable as well.
And
Yeah.
I liked he played the flute because I really like
Oh,
how that sounds. I actually have got like I listened to that music. I've got a few
yeah.
things, so
Well, I really
that was
liked
nice.
how.
Did not go with the harmonica at all. Like
See,
no
no,
matter
I
what they said.
disagree. I was just about to say I really liked how it sounded when the two of them were playing together. I actually thought it sounded really cool, but
Yeah, not for me.
yeah,
I don't know.
okay.
I think maybe because I find it really calming and peaceful, and then the harmonica is not that. So it didn't quite
Hmm.
work for me.
Right, right. Fair enough, fair enough. All right. So first film, Twisted, agreed, both like massive bomb, like we're talking Hiroshima level bomb. Second one, yeah, I would say banger, but you're kind of leaning more towards.
Yeah, because I'm more in the sort of average
Mhm.
zone for it.
So Sparkler, Party Sparkler, maybe.
Yeah.
Fair enough,
I
fair
mean,
enough.
it does have good cast and like we've said, I really like Adam Beach, so it's nice for him to have this kind of role. And that was fun, but
Mhm.
and it's, Nic Cage. So
Yeah,
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 there's a lot
exactly.
of good things, but
Mhm.
yeah, I was just a bit sad that I think, yeah, Casualties of War, I was like, really gripped and on edge, and
Mm,
Dunkirk, same thing. So I really like war films that are
mm.
um not to say I like horrific things, but just feeling that emotional connection. The
Yeah.
music in this was also way too much.
Okay.
It was so in your face at times and felt
Mm,
very overly, you should be feeling these big sweeping emotions right
mm.
now. And
Yeah, yeah,
I also thought this movie went downhill right at the end. It got a bit
yeah.
convenient. Like,
Mm.
oh, it's time to kill you now because we're about to be caught because there's like three Japanese guys there and then three over there and three there, but we're going to have this conversation because they're not going to come shoot us. And then when he's like, okay, I'm going to pick you up and carry you because I'm not going to kill anyone now. And then he's walking away and all these Japanese soldiers that were surrounding them can't shoot. To this guy that's not very far away from them. So all these
Yeah, that
shots are
is
going
true.
around them. So I'm like, that could have been done a little bit
Yeah.
better than that.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Yeah. No, I think my rating of 3.5 stars works for me. Like there was enough enjoyment for me that I would watch it again. But yeah, it definitely had its flaws. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. And definitely, I would wholeheartedly say that neither of these two were amongst Christian Slater's finest work.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, as much as I enjoyed Windtalkers, yeah, if you put freaking nearly any one of his 90s movies in front of me, I'm going with that one.
Yeah,
So,
although
yeah.
his character, there wasn't much to his character in this as well. Like
Hmm.
he was fine, but it's the kind of character that you could have really just put anyone in there. Like he didn't
Oh,
really
there's no
have
doubt.
any big moments or big like emotional things. He was just
Yeah.
like there. He felt really like a supporting character. There was
Hmm.
like Noah Emmerich felt more of a character than he did. Like there was
Oh,
just
yeah, no, there's no doubt about
um
that.
yeah, there was just not much there. So
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
was a bit disappointing. Although,
Yeah.
it's always nice to see him at least. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
for sure. All right, well, that wraps up our Christian Slater edition of Banger or Bomb. Yeah, we don't have anything lined up for the next one that we're going to do. We're going to make it up as we go along, but
Yeah, it'd be my
yeah,
choice next time.
it'll be your
So,
choice next time, indeed.
yes, I
Yes,
shall get. I've got plenty of time because we only do this bi-monthly now. But
yeah,
yes, I
exactly.
shall have to think about who I will pick.
I'm looking forward to it. So, yeah, thank you to everyone who has been listening or watching or indeed doing both. Yeah, good on you. We love you. You're amazing. You are what keeps us going. You know that? Love you. Anyway, yes, thank you very much. Stay safe. Watch lots of Christian Slater movies and bye for now.